Hello everyone, Hamza here from Name Your Career. I'm a career coach. I help people find better jobs, negotiate higher salaries, and progress faster in their career. Today I wanted to do a really quick video because I've just met two awesome people. She's an entrepreneur and she works with an employee that's helping her build this venture. And those two people, the particularity of this is that none of them is actually earning a really big salary. So, the entrepreneur is not earning a big salary because he's just starting. She's just starting, but so is her employee. Her employee is actually young. She's extremely talented. She's amazing. But you know what? She's accepted a lower salary, and I was amazed. It really inspired me, and I thought to myself, how many people would actually go in business with an entrepreneur in a sort of startup venture and believe in the project and accept a low salary and go for it and give so much hard work and their talent. So I thought, you know what, these are special people. These are absolutely special people. These are absolutely not the norm, and I thought I'd do this video for you guys. Now, the question is, should you take a job that pays much less than you expected? That's my question. And I want to give you elements of answer. The first thing to consider is, can you afford living at this salary? Can you afford living at zero salary or at a very low salary? I want to talk about the extreme. And if you can afford, how long can you afford this for? You see, this is not the only point of consideration. I'm going to give you 6 points, but the first thing to consider, of course, is can you afford? Sometimes we have a partner, we live with our parents, we have friends we can stay at just for 6 months, just for a year, just for a while, until things get better. This is like an investment. Sometimes you have to accept the fact that maybe you can't earn the salary that you want or the salary that other companies can offer just because you want to get into something very unique and specific. This is my number 2. What are your career goals? And is this job aligned with your career goals? You see, if you think, oh, in 5 years I want to be, or in 10 years I want to be, is having this job, maybe it's not paid as high, but is it getting you closer? Is it getting you closer to your goals, to your career goals, and faster? You see, sometimes we take a cut on our salary because the job title is exactly what we want, where we want to be in 5 years. So maybe if you do this for a year, you'll already be ahead of your peers, ahead of your competition. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So think about your career goals. And is this aligned with your career goals? Don't take something that has nothing to do with where you want to be. It doesn't matter, even if it's paying well. It's all about where you want to be, okay? Remember, don't work for your employer. Work with your employer for your goals, okay? For your own goals, all right? Number 3, is this allowing you to enter an industry? Sometimes there's some industries like fashion industry, the journalism, the media, some luxury industry that are really hard to enter because everyone wants to enter them. And sometimes if you have an opportunity, it's not going to pay as well. Or sometimes just work at a very, very low salary, but just for the opportunity to enter this new industry, just because you have a dream. And this is really in line with your career goals. It might be something that you should accept, because think about it as an investment. It's only temporary. If you don't earn a good salary, maybe it's going to be for a year. Entering a new industry where you know this industry pays really well, or where you know this industry is where your heart is, or whatever, is worth the investment, okay? So remember, the investment is temporary. You're gonna have a low salary potentially for 6 months, 1 year. Who cares? It's only 1 year. It's temporary. Your career is 40, 45 years. So if you can fast track, your career because of 1 year of investment, that's amazing. Especially if you can afford it. If you have people around you that can support you, okay? So really think about it this way, guys. Is this where your heart is? We just talked about this, guys. So I think it makes sense. If it's where your heart is, follow your heart. Don't choose a job based on money, because you know what? After 2 or 3 months, if you're not passionate about the job, you're never ever gonna do a good job. Period. The best work you can do is when you love your job. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. That's from Steve Jobs. So think about it this way. You've got to choose something that you love. Don't you worry about money for now. It's only temporary. Is this a good learning experience? Are you going to learn things that are very, very in demand in the market? You see, if you play with supply and demand, you know that the more demand for a certain knowledge, skill, and the more your salary goes up. It's supply and demand, okay? So if you're going to learn something very unique, like learning how to use a specific software, specific machine, and you know there's not a lot of people in the market that can do this, it's worth the investment. Remember, when we talk about investment, you have probably studied for free. No one paid you for your studies. No, you went there, you worked. Don't tell me you didn't work. You studied. That's work. That's hard work. Okay? And yet sometimes you even have to pay the school. All this for an investment. So don't stop investing yourself when you graduate. A low salary can be an amazing opportunity. I'm not saying they all are. I'm just saying these are the 6 elements that you should consider in order to make a decision. Don't make a decision on the money, okay? And number 6, what are the benefits? Maybe the salary is low, but maybe the hours are flexible. Maybe you can work from home. So think about this as well. Working from home, I would take a cut to just work from home because you know what? I want to be free to do whatever I want and to not have a boss that's just going to always come to me and ask me, hey, how you doing with this? Hey, can I have a feedback on this? Hey, what's the status of that? Look, that's me, okay? So think about it this way as well. There's benefits that come with it, okay? Another element, guys, really important. Even if you decide to accept, try as much as possible to agree that this is temporary and that at the end of this period you will get something out of it from the employer. So if the employer say, look, this is a startup, but I promise you at the end of it you will be first in line for this and that, you would be I would review your salary to this much. All I ask is that we launch this business and we start making money, but I promise you you'll be first in line. Then all good, but don't take a job and say, hey, there's no commitment, it's just a commitment from the employee, the candidate, then that's not fair. It needs to be a balance. It needs to be like, almost like a gentleman agreement. And the two people I've met this morning do have this gentleman agreement where they say, look, you know what, I can't afford now, but I promise you, the moment things get better, you're first in line. You're first in line. I spoke to this entrepreneur, between me and her, and I said, hey, she's really, really good, talking about her employee. And she said, I am so lucky. I am so lucky and privileged to work with someone that talented, and that's allowing me to launch my business. You know what? These are very, very special people. So I was inspired and I wanted to share this with you guys. I'm not going to hold you too long. The last thing I will say to you is potentially, I just want to share my best quote. Don't make money your goal. Instead, pursue the things you love doing and then do them so well that people can't take their eyes off you. This is when the money comes. This is when the money comes. When you become the center or the authority. Because when you do something you love, when you're passionate, you're gonna do great work. Because this is just the way we are. Talent is unleashed when our heart is connected to our brain. So when we are passionate and we know how to do this, talent is unleashed. So this is when the money comes. Don't run after money. Allow money to run after you. Be valuable, so valuable that people would pay big bucks to afford your services. Be so good at what you do that people will pay big bucks. Maybe you don't see it now, maybe because this is the present and you have your head in the steering wheel and you don't earn good money and you don't enjoy life like your friends but you know what? Remember this. This is temporary. This is temporary. In 2-3 years time, you look back and you say, wow, I've done things that others didn't want to do. And this is, for me, one of the recipes, one of the ingredients for success. Do the things, don't follow the crowd. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. I really hope it makes sense. Listen, if you're looking for work at the moment, I'm offering a free online course. This is a free webinar. There's up to 100 people that connect all together. And the topic of this webinar is how to get 3 times more job interviews in 3 easy steps. So this is the link. I've added the link below on top of the video, sorry. For those of you who will be registering to the webinar, I will be speaking to you very soon. And for the others, I'll catch you hopefully on the next video. Take care.